Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Right off the bat, welcome, fuckers, to Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
What's up, what?
You know my guy on the other end.
And that fool blazer, Ramon.
On the other end is... And you know who the fuck we be.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Dropping them F-bombs early.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. This episode will not be monetized, and that's all right.
Aw, man. No monetization? Come on, dog.
Man.
Word, I'm trying to pay rent this week, bro.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's up, fellas, man? It's been a crazy long week. Dave, you weren't here last week. We missed you. We had to pull our brain cells together to hold some conversations without any kind of little witty, one-liners, zingers.
I listened. I felt the struggle, guys. I felt it. No, you guys
So did
dope,
everyone else.
especially the recap. The fantasy recap.
Ooh, yeah. We got another one coming in. Y'all better be ready for that, too.
You know it. It's going to be a good one,
It's been good, man. Yeah. No, it's been good. I've been enjoying it. I'm getting to know some names and shit in sports, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
That's how you learn.
Yeah. That's how we learn. That's how I learn, because y'all already been doing that.
Bro, it's been 2 decades I've been playing fantasy football, bro. It's so long.
Yeah, I know.
I will absolutely say that I was, I've been a football fan since early 90s. Fell off a little bit after, the Bills lost the Super Bowl 4 times in a row.
That'll do it.
Fair.
But I would say also that once I started watching again, late 90s, early aughts, that's when I became a Buccaneers fan. It's also right after right shortly after that is when I started playing fantasy football for the first time. And that's when I started learning people's names that I had never even knew. And really started learning about the sport way more and paying a lot more attention.
The game. Like you pay attention because you have to, and then by default you're learning, defensive setups and bullshit that you didn't even think about before. It's so weird, but very cool, very cool.
Yeah, it's good shit.
Word. Yeah, man, we are at least two out of 3 of us. Johnny, I'm sure you have some life changes going on, but starting new jobs over here and everything. Just trying to play catch up with a lot of this stuff. Again, I will remind you people that we do this on our off time. We have full ass jobs and we take this time every week to come talk to y'all, talk to each other, edit all damn week, make promos, like all kind of stuff. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. So every single one of y'all that are listening right now, we truly appreciate y'all. And y'all need to spread that love, man. Spread it to friends and family who you think would enjoy the show, because we want to get out there. We want to produce way more episodes for y'all
and other content.
I don't know. I want to get to a point, right, where we're just strictly creating content. We come out with 2 episodes a week, and this is what we do, like all the time, trying to come up with different shit. So y'all have the power to do that. So.
I was just telling Johnny I'm not fucking with working too much. I really would rather just stay home and fuck around with some podcasting. But hey, we got to get that bread. So
we got bills, man. We got bills. But once podcasting pays the bills, content creation through the roof, son. Word. We'll have a team.
Word.
But you know what? None of that will happen if y'all don't share with friends, family, and spread the word, and the fortune that is Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Tell them to check it out, homie. Anyway, let's get into some icebreakers. Question. What you got?
All right, homies. A couple would you rathers, and I'm going to break it up with a nerddom. So let's start off. Would you rather shoot yourself in the foot or poop parasitic worms out and have to eat one?
Uh,
I'll let you pick the pistol or whatever gun you want to use to shoot your foot. If you want it to be a 22 or just not a BB gun, it's gotta be a real weapon.
I would blow my fucking full leg off just not to do that shit.
I mean, if you pooped out the worms, you already had them, so your shit's already fucked up.
It's not the pooping of the worm; is having to eat one after.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I get it. But I don't know, man. Shooting your foot. If
I
that
understand.
Fucks up your walking for the rest of your life.
Ahsoka taught us that ass to mouth is okay in the heat of passion.
I think that was Rosario Dawson. I don't know if that was necessarily Ahsoka who said that.
I'm like, what part of the show was that in?
Yeah, no, that was a deleted scene that George Lucas wasn't feeling.
It is Rosario Dawson, but now she is Ahsoka, so she
in all life. Yeah,
Anakin asked her, and she said, "Yeah, I guess in the heat of passion, you can go ass to mouth if you use the Force." So
if you use the Force.
So I know it's gross.
No, I'm good on that.
I'm leaning towards eating the poop worm. I know it's
bro. Nowadays, I've been seeing people doing all right with a missing limb.
Yeah, that's such an
and I know that's the extreme. That's the extreme. But you shoot yourself in the foot. I don't know. Megan Thee Stallion's doing all right.
That's a valid point. But I mean, our new jobs, we're both walking around very large campuses. And a gunshot and my foot would really put a damper on that. And I think, I don't know how do you take care of a parasitic worm? Like, what's the cure for that?
I don't know. Nothing a wheelchair wouldn't fix. But anyway.
I'm going
parasitic
poop worm.
worm.
Poop worm. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't. It's gross. Worm. It's not going to be fun. I'm going to plug my nose so I don't taste it, but I want my limbs intact.
Ugh. I mean, poop aside, bro, just like swallowing a worm.
For sure.
Ugh.
I mean, I eat clams. I eat, all kinds of slimy, gross shit. So if I just put a little Tabasco on that worm,
Word.
I'm good.
Dip that bitch in the barbecue hot sauce.
Fucking shoot it. Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro. And then I'll have both my motherfucking feet after that. So yeah, I'm poop worm.
I mean, I went to the extreme. You could shoot yourself in the foot with a 22, would probably be all right.
I wouldn't say all right. Your shit's gonna be fucked up.
You'll limp for a little bit.
Yeah, no one's dying, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a pussy. I don't want no crutches or a wheelchair.
I feel you.
I feel like shooting yourself in the foot, even with the smallest caliber bullet, there's a chance that you're not gonna like get a through and through, right? Like there's a chance you're gonna damage some serious bones, and then walking is gonna be a challenge for a really long time. And parasitic worms, they're really small. They're really typically small. Sometimes they're long.
Here,
What?
I love the justifications here for swallowing parasitic worms.
I gotta qualify my answers.
Like the shit won't possibly kill you. What if you survive the first half and then the second one fucking just kills you?
That's my concern, right? Is like, all right, well, if I poop out a shit ton of parasitic worms, like Dave said, I'm probably fucked anyways, right? Like I'm probably infected with worms. Mm-hmm. So eating another one, is it really going to cause any problems? Also, it doesn't say that I have to eat it alive. It just said I have to eat one. So I could then like toss it in the frying pan, right? And deep fry that bitch, and then eat a cooked up parasitic worm. Then it's not anything, deep fried in pancake batter is pretty damn tasty. So if I get full control over how I consume this parasitic worm,
I'll allow it.
I'll wash the poop off. I'll toss it in some pancake batter, deep fry that bitch, and down the hatch.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
I'm
You still
surprised
sticking with the
Dave is
foot, Doc?
allowing. Usually Dave is like, no.
No,
I mean,
that's fair.
That's how some people recycle corn, so it should be fine.
They put it back on the cob.
The face Johnny
back on the
made.
cob.
The fuck?
You could watch him. His mind processed it, and then he thought, oh, "What the fuck is this motherfucker talking about?"
Yeah, you just rinse it off, you know.
Okay, so worm. Is that
Foot
final?
worm.
Final answers?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Word. All right, Mr. Gimpy, you ready for the next question?
Let's do it.
Okay. So obviously, we talk about lots of nerdy shit.
Sometimes.
Choose one franchise and the others will disappear forever. Marvel, DC, Star Wars.
Does it disappear forever from now, or the whole back catalog is just gone?
I'm assuming the way I read the question and interpreted the back catalog, it's like it didn't exist.
Film only?
No, everything. Any property of Marvel, of DC,
yeah.
Star Wars.
I would have to say Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I would go with Star Wars. I mean, like the MCU, it is what it is, whatever. But I think I'm more invested in like those characters and stuff like that than I am in Star Wars, even though I do enjoy Star Wars.
Yeah, that's tough.
DC, as much as I hate the fucking Snyderverse and all that shit, I can't lose the Batman comics. I love those. Dark Knight, like all that shit. Batman is probably my favorite comic book character.
Wait.
So,
hold on. You have to choose one of these. The other two disappear.
Oh, so I had it the wrong way.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
So DC?
Then DC.
Okay. I was going to say
DC.
Star Wars? My man's saving Star Wars.
No. I thought it was
thought it
one
was
has
the
to
same
die.
way.
My
Okay.
bad.
No.
Shit.
You keep one. The other two dip.
Yeah, DC. I'm saving DC.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's Burton. That's the Burton Batmans. That's Dark Knights. That's Pattinson. Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, I mean, even like the comics, like those are the comics that I have read, and I really enjoy Batman comics.
Yeah.
They're just darker. Yeah, and then like the Dark Knight. Yeah, I Batman is by far my favorite superhero, or just hero, because there's nothing really super about him. He's just
Super rich. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, DC.
When I read this question, I thought which has brought me personally the most joy. And I mean, I have to say, I have to save Marvel, I think, just based on, and I'm talking literally just from fucking Iron Man 1 to wherever the fuck we are now and everything in between. Like,
those first 10 years, yeah.
I've spent so much time of my life watching these and dissecting these and talking about these on the pod. Like, I fuck with Batman. The Burton movies when I was a kid were top notch. Star Wars, they've come up lately with the different shows, but if all that were to fucking disappear, I wouldn't be heartbroken. I don't think. Like, I would have to save Marvel and all the joy and hours that I've spent with those characters and yeah.
And you're only talking at a movie standpoint.
Yeah, that's literally just from a movie standpoint. I don't read comics, so I won't pretend, the Marvel comics from this year were so. I have no fucking idea. I'm strictly going on the movies because those are what I'm familiar with and what bring me joy.
Yeah. Same for me in DC.
Yeah,
and I have read some of those comics. I'm not a comic book nerd, but whenever I would buy graphic novels and shit like that, it was generally Batman, DC.
Yeah.
And the movies that we enjoy come from those comics and stuff, and they're just always dark. I just love what that brings. So I off of just the strength of Batman, I'm saving DC because the movies did not, at least the later movies.
That's arguable.
They might redeem themselves now because the new Batman.
You could argue for any one of these three. There's no wrong answer.
Sure.
It's just personal preference. Johnny, what are you?
Yeah.
You're thinking pretty hard over there. I see the wheels turning.
Like I really loved Andor though.
Pursing your lips. No, he really loves Ahsoka.
I do.
But
Ahsoka's great.
It's not. So right now where I'm leaning, my answer is not based at all really on the movies or the TV shows that we've seen over the last, even let's say 20 years.
Damn.
It's like if you're saying that these things disappear completely, like Superman would never have existed. And I feel like Superman is like the jump off for all superheroes of all time. Superman doesn't exist. Like, why would what even
here comes
drives?
Mr. Super Analytical here?
Yeah, well, that's my character. That's what I roll.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's weird for a different reason.
You're thinking about everyone else's feelings. Like, I don't want people to have to go without Superman. That's very noble of you, Johnny. I don't give a fuck what other people go without.
In a way, but I mean, even myself, like, like as a kid, like I had Superman toys,
Superman
and I knew who Superman was. It was, it was really, as a kid for me, it was like Superman and Batman. And it wasn't until I was like maybe, I don't know, 10 years old that I learned about Spider-Man, maybe a little younger, but it wasn't that big in pop culture.
Yeah.
At least in my circle in the 80s.
No,
and
that's
I think I'm actually gonna save Star Wars and say fuck it to both comic book universes.
I thought this whole
What a
Superman
left
fucking
field.
started everything.
Well, because
and this
I'm saying,
motherfucker
like-
picked Star Wars.
Yeah, so like comic books in general just gone. Like, right? Like if there's no DC and there's no Marvel, all we're left with is like, the behemoth comics of the world and the
Your
other
Ninja Turtles. You guys have your
all
Lairds
these
and
like independent comics, which are crazy and cool and have some wild ass ideas, and we'd be happy with that. We just wouldn't get any of the major ones that have overtaken pop culture over the last 70, 80 years or whatever they've been around. And I'm okay with I'm saying if we're gonna lose Superman and Batman, then we also have to lose Spider-Man and the X-Men.
It's only fair.
And it's only fair because I feel like for me personally, all four of those carry almost the same weight as far as importance. There's definitely, like I said, like Superman was the first superhero I was ever introduced to, and Batman is also my favorite of the comic book hero characters, right? And so because of the fact that he's, not a super gifted. Yeah. But yeah, if we're like, I don't want to lose Spider-Man and the X-Men. Like those also have like hugely culturally impactful things to me. And I would
second
say
on the top of my
even though
list is Wolverine. So in those movies, like Logan fucked.
Yeah, that too. Star Wars has enough there, I think, that people have been able to pull out stories over the last, I don't know, what was it, 45 years of Star Wars has been around? Probably, longer.
Late 70s?
Yeah, let's call it 55 years of Star Wars. They've pulled out a ton of lore and created, all the Star Wars legends, stories, and shit like that as well, that have now inspired all of these series and sequels, etc. There's everybody complains about the prequels and the sequels. As far as the movies go, I enjoy all of it, honestly. So there's flaws, but I'm okay with the flaws. And again, if I don't have like an MCU or DC to compare them to, Star
You
Wars
don't know what you're missing. Yeah,
would
that
be
is it.
the best cinematic universe of all time. So I'm okay with that.
Yes, you're making very valid points, but since you
However,
want
I'm
to
gonna
be Mr.
shit on you right
Analytical,
now. That's where he's
however, since you want to be Mr. Analytical
Yeah.
and stuff, and we're talking about like the cinematic Star Wars universe, we wouldn't have gotten Mando because no one would have known that Jon Favreau fucked without making Iron Man. And I mean, possibly,
Maybe.
So I don't
Maybe.
know. I don't know. I'm just saying we can go down that rabbit hole.
I understand
But
what you're
right.
saying.
You're right. No.
But he would still have been a filmmaker. Maybe someone would have given him a shot.
Sure.
Maybe he would have been
Yeah.
inspired
Swingers
by
would have
other
got
types
him
of comics like the Ninja
mad
Turtles
shit.
and
Ninja Turtles.
the you know the
other
Spawn.
Jon
ones.
Favreau Ninja
That
Turtles movie would have fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm gonna. Yeah, I think just to be different, I'm gonna go with Star Wars.
Damn. We
Sure,
each
sure,
chose
sure.
a different one. I like
Which,
it.
by the way, I've been reading The Last Ronin, and I hope they make that shit into a movie.
Or at least
I don't know
make
if
it
they
into
will.
a game.
It looked. I flipped through.
That's what
I
I
found
hear that they
a
were.
comic book store in my local mall here. Actually, it's in the mall, not in the town. It's not that cool of a comic book store, but it's in the Palisades Mall, and it's a really good comic book store. Like at least from my perspective, like it had a lot of dope shit. And I saw the Last Ronin, rather, in there. I almost picked it up, but I was like, I know myself. I'm not going to read this. But it
picked up
looked
the graphic
really
novel,
good.
yeah,
I was like, damn. If I was going to buy something, this is probably the thing that I would buy in the store.
Yeah, I picked up the hardcover graphic novel, just ordered it on Amazon, and on downtime I've been reading it at work and stuff, just flipping through the pages, and it's been really good, man.
Yeah. It looks really good.
Yeah. Right.
Cool.
So anyway, I was gonna spoil some stuff, but no, I won't do that. But I mean, if they make a movie out of that, that would be fucking fire.
I believe it.
Yeah. So, that was question 2, right?
Dose.
Uno mas.
Let's go.
Are we ready for the third? We're going to get wild again.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Let's do it.
Would you rather watch your significant other have sex with someone else or drink a cup of your dad's semen? I can't make it easy, or else we got no fucking questions.
I mean, you did make it easy. You made it very easy. My
Did I?
girl about to get her back blown out.
she's about to
by
get her
somebody.
shit clapped.
Yep.
I guess I know.
I'll
That's
be-
fair. I did make it a little
Yeah.
bit easy.
Yep.
So that's just no. There's.
Yeah. No.
That's
I'm.
it.
I'll be a cuck for a day.
I mean, you're gonna be sitting in
That's
the
it.
cuck chair. You're cool with that?
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Give me
Okay.
the chair.
It's not like you're watching a
I'm not
video.
doing that.
You're not watching a video of your significant other. You're there. You're present, my guy.
No.
Okay.
I will sit in that chair. I will go through all of the emotions.
There's aromas. There's sounds. It's gonna be pretty intense. He's gonna start helping out. He's like, "Oh, you need some more clapping? Okay,
Yep.
all right, done deal."
It's,
I'm-
it's
yeah.
the moans that would get me.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Once she's feeling
Exactly.
it, if she's ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once she gets in a groove,
What's a cup?
enough
8
to drink
ounces?
your dad's semen. Really? Does it annoy you? Or like, would it hurt you that much to know, like, oh yes, I would absolutely have to drink my dad's semen now to stop this from happening? Like, no, no.
Yeah. 8 ounces in 1 cup.
Yeah.
It's a lot, dude.
No.
Like that's multiple glugs. Like that's not just like a
That's
shot.
so
You're not
many
taking
nuts.
an 8-ounce shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like your dad was nutting in a cup for like a week.
A week? How much jizz are you shooting? I feel like
I mean,
save
enough
a cup.
to fill up 8 ounces. Jesus Christ, bro, that's a lot.
Your dad take those
How
gas
many
station
sessions
pills.
is he popping a day?
Dad's shooting ropes.
I don't know if it's better or worse, but that shit sitting in a cup for 8 days is not gonna be good.
It's the so if it was fresh, it'd be better. Is that the argument you're
I'm just
making
telling
right
you,
now?
like,
I want it right
on
from the
top of-
source.
On
Don't
top
let it.
of on top of extremely bad, it gets extremely worse somehow.
I think it would just dry up
man.
after a couple days, right? Like it just.
I don't know. I mean, probably.
You got to pop that bitch in the microwave, mix it with
No.
some creamer.
Some water. You got to rehydrate it. It's dehydrated. You're gonna have to pour something in there, like a mixer of some sort. I don't know. I mean, I already ate poop worms. What's a cup of jizz? Honestly, right?
Nut or cuck.
I would chase the
Nut
poop
or
worm
cuck.
with the cup of jizz.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a tough one. That is a. Fuck.
My girl would, she would have to get her back blown out, bro. I'm not doing it.
It's like, hey, babe, I got some bad news for you. What's that? Like, what if she doesn't even want to? She's like, no, you're drinking that fucking jizz. I'm not banging this dude.
Well, then find some dude, but you're gonna bang somebody. Find somebody that you want to bang.
Brad Pitt.
Sure.
Jason
I mean,
Love.
Dave would just be upset that he's not drinking Brad Pitt's jizz.
Oh, that would be a no-brainer if this were just Brad Pitt's jizz. Brad Pitt's a lot different than my dad. Honestly, anybody
But
other
if
than my
Brad
dad.
Pitt was banging out your girl, would you catch his jizz then?
Wait, I have to watch my
Why?
girl get
No.
banged out
No.
and drink the jizz?
I mean, if jizz is at
Brad
the end
Pitt.
of each of these
You just
options,
said
what
if it
the
was
fuck
Brad
am I
Pitt's
doing
jizz,
here?
You're going
No.
all in.
Then I chase it with a poop worm, shoot myself in the foot, and we call it a fucking day, right? That sounds like a terrible idea. All four of them. No,
This is horrible.
you plug your
Nah,
nose
man.
and you
My
chug
girl-
that cup.
It's about like
I don't-
just about that much right there.
Filled to the top. That's a lot.
Oh man.
Right to the top.
Yep.
That's like 3 or 4 swallows where you're tasting
Looks like a
each gulp.
Oh my god, there's way more than 3 or 4. That's
I don't
gotta
know,
be like
I'm gonna drink 8 ounces of water tonight because my fridge
looks like
tells
a
me
cup
how much
full of
water it's
mucusy
dispensing.
poquito. Ugh.
I'm gonna pour some bleach in there and I'm gonna chug it and see how that goes.
oof.
Nah, son.
Did you pick
tripping.
Johnny? Are you still?
Well, what is your choice, Dave?
Oh,
Are
I
you-
went. I'm going dad jizz.
He's going nuts.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, okay.
Yep. I'm
Okay.
leaning into it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
No, that's way too much nut.
You'd have a nut mustache. Got nut.
Oh my god, that would be. Oh my
Got nut.
god. Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, no. It maybe if it was a shot glass, I'd give it more of a thought.
A shot of jizz. Yeah, that's fine.
But a fucking 8-ounce cup of jizz.
That's like half a solo cup is 8 ounces
Oh
of jizz.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I didn't say this was
Yeah.
going to be easy.
No, you did not.
It's that.
Oof. That's
Yeah.
yeah, it's just way too much.
But
No.
holding your girl's hand while she's getting smashed.
Oh, well, she'll make it through.
Nobody said you have to
She'll
hold
make-
her.
She's going to
She'll make it
swallow
through. She
that
might
8
cry
ounces
through the
for
whole
you.
thing, but
I mean, nobody says I have to stay with her after I watch this.
Oh, so now you got to watch her get banged and then just break your
and then
family
you
up?
just break up.
That sounds
Afterward,
great.
yeah.
Just drink the jizz if you're
I mean-
fucking...
Yeah, I know, right?
Infidelity and all that, you know.
Yeah. then you go.
Yeah.
You get to go
But you
get your
told me.
back blown.
Yeah,
out.
but you didn't have
Forced
to really do
infidelity.
it. I mean, you went and chose the guy. Chances are that's you've been thinking about this whole time. So
Just like, damn, I thought I had to wait until I was on my deathbed, but I guess I can go now.
I guess Jimmy, that thing we've talked about for so long. I just
Jimmy,
gotta pass.
she's got a guy that she called immediately, and she's like, Jimmy.
I just got a pass.
Oh, damn.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm going to let her bang Jimmy then. In that case, I'm not swallowing. No, they're like, yo, geezer, go get your shit blown out. I don't give a fuck.
Man, there's always somebody that's all up in their ear.
Always somebody waiting.
Waiting. All they need is that call.
Right.
And all she's waiting for is you to be like, hey, babe, yeah, I feel like I want to cuck.
He's like, babe, I really don't want to drink this cup of nut, so cuck it is.
Hey, yeah, babe. So guess what? The devil came out again with one of these weird ass fucking what ifs or which would you rather?
Ultimatums.
And my loss is your gain. So who you fucking this week? Because I'm not drinking jizz.
My loss is your gain.
You're gay? Yeah. All right.
Oh man, fuck all that.
I'm the only jizz drinker. That's fine.
Yes, you definitely are the only
from the
jizz
beginning,
drinker.
Poop worm, 8 ounces? No, that's a lot. I'd have to practice, like just with other liquids. Pancake
That's a
batter.
lot. I have to practice. Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to think of something
Sure.
thick, something that would be hard to chug.
Pancake batter seems a little too thick.
Oh,
Kind
You
of
can
jizz
start
you'll be
with-
busting if it's
Start
like
with
pancake
whole
batter.
D milk. You can move on from there.
All right,
Get
that's
that. Make sure you get that whole D.
fair.
oh, that's disgusting. You guys are
Yeah,
fucking
that's
disgusting.
That's very disgusting. Now let's talk about some serious stuff.
All right.
No, let's talk about some fucking fantasy football.
Oh, speaking of drinking jizz, let's take a look at the scores from the last week, week 2 of the Insensitive Culture League 2023. We'll start. So we have the Lizzo defense versus Milanos and Milk. Let's see. Lizzo defense won 104 to 30. Let's take a look. See if there's any
To
notable.
30.
No, sorry, to 85.32. Not 30. Yeah, no, that would have been blowout of the
What did
week.
your sister do? Like sit everyone but one player?
Nah. That would be hard to do, to just get 30 points.
Whole
Any
team has been injured.
notable players? Pickens? Is it George Pickens? Pittsburgh wide receiver.
George, yes.
Didn't do that great. Yeah, no, I mean, this was just this matchup. Everyone did average, but some players did less than average. No one blew up. Lizzo defense is Leo, right?
Yeah, that's
Leo,
Leo.
my California
Yep,
homie.
Leo.
Milanos and Milk is my sister. Sorry you got your ass beat, Liz. That shit happens to the best of us. In fact, it happened to our own Joaquin last week. Let's take a look. Let's pull up. So we have some alpha males.
What bum did he
Laser
play?
Remote alpha males. What was that?
I said, what bum did he play? The alpha male.
Alpha male played Wax Team Fucks with a Z. Let's see. So we had Devontae Smith.
It wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't.
I
It wasn't.
I could have done way worse.
To be fair, I started off the Thursday game with 4 Vikings. I had Cousins, Jefferson.
Oh, shit.
3 Vikings. Cousins, Jefferson, and Hawkinson. And I was lucky enough that all 3 of them had phenomenal games. Hawkinson caught 2 touchdowns. He was only, he doubled his projected. It's week 2 luck, just like Wak had that week 1 luck, just blowing up with Tyreek last week. Yeah, Tyreek had a decent game under his projection. Your lead scorer was Devontae Smith, who honestly was him and Tyreek, I think, were my biggest worries going into that. But I had a solid lead from Thursday and was just hoping that Tyreek didn't blow up like he did last week, because that dude will either catch 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, or he'll grab like 80 yards and maybe a touchdown or so. So you never know. You caught me on a really bad week for you. So that was the reason for the blowout of the week.
That's all right. That's all right.
It happens.
Again,
1-1.
it's my first time coming. Yeah. 1-1. I'm not terrible overall. I'm ranked number 4, and I'm okay with that.
That is,
and it's only week 2, so
exactly. No, you're good. You're doing all right. Don't let this ass whooping derail you, son. You stay up. You stay in there. You keep setting that line up. You got this.
Everybody who I haven't played against, this, from y'all all bums. So
all bums.
Make way. Next week we doing another insensitive. Week 3 is me and Quest. So anyway, we'll get to that.
Damn, right down the line. Bang, bang, bang. Well, I would be worried because the old Kanye is not fucking around, apparently.
Nope.
We got a week 2 victory, 146 to 120.
I'm worried about that.
Against the homie Keith Master.
I told Keith Master to change his teeth name from Swell Team.
That's what he gets.
That's what happens when you stay swell.
Yeah, when you sleep on those names. Notables for Johnny.
I was actually nervous for a little while when I was watching the early scores. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to swallow this one.
Nah, you can't. You got to wait till the last game is done, because you never know.
Facts.
Nah.
That's right. That's right.
You ended up cucking.
For Johnny, Deontay Swift had a killer
on Thursday
game.
night.
175 yards, touchdown, and 3 receptions, which is, some bonus points there. Got dropped to 25.6, highest scoring player on the team, which is always a good sign when your running back is the highest scoring player and your quarterback does all right. That was in hand, it seems like, and even Keith Master had some decent players.
Some solid players,
Goff played well. Kenneth Walker the third. It definitely wasn't the blowout of the week. Like Watt got his cheeks clapped, but you did pretty good. Damn good.
I'm not liking how you just keep coming back to me because we went ahead. All right?
Getting that bag blown out.
Throwing that out there.
All right. We're done.
Throwing that out there.
We're done hating on Watt's team because they already got fucked up. Here's that interesting.
My team fucked.
I know you guys shouted out the some of the names last week. I listened, obviously when that episode dropped. This week was To Affinity and Bijan, which obviously it's probably one of the best names in the league.
I think so.
Like Johnny said last week, it's pretty perfect. However, To Affinity and Bijan played against JJ's Knights. Are you guys familiar with who JJ Knight is?
I must not
JJ, I would hope not, because JJ Knight is a very gay porn star. So JJ's Knights are just a group of very gay porn stars that beat down on To Affinity and Bijan. Let me open that matchup real quick. Yeah, I didn't know. So JJ's Knights is a mutual friend of mine and my girlfriend's, and she just started listening to the pod recently. I knew she fucked with football, and I was like, hey, you want to get down on this league? And she's like, yeah. And she didn't know what to name her team. And she
That's
asked.
a great name.
Yeah. And she's like,
I
you talk about porn
girl,
all the
so
time.
Shout out to you.
Now that I know it, I love that she picked that name. That's
JJ, and her picture is that dude, JJ Knight, who is clearly bringing it. So 109 to 94.3 against To Affinity and Bijan. Notable players. Oh, damn. Washington running back Brian Robinson had a hell of a game, dropped 27.9 points, highest scorer on the team, just outscored the QB Jalen Hurts by a point or so. Notable for to affinity, Saquon Barkley, Giants running back, actually had a really good game, and people were starting to say that he fell off and, talking a lot of shit. I think he was actually questionable
game, but
for
I
that
think,
game.
Yeah, I was gonna say high-scoring game, but got injured towards the end. May not make it back next week.
Got those points in though, which is always good. Drop that 24. So JJ's Knights sitting in third right now after that win. Let's see. Yep. I think we got one more to go. Oh, my brother Danny. Did he change his name? He wasn't my brother Danny last week, right?
No, he was not.
My brother Danny beat Dirty D's Love Jungle. Our esteemed guest Donald lost to Walk's brother Danny. Let's see, Danny 105. Oh, it's just this was the shortest margin of victory.
Ooh,
just over 2 points, like 2.2 points separated the two.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't like those games. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay receiver. Shout out Johnny's Bucks. Mike Evans blew up 26 points. He was only projected 10, so he shit all over that projection. Donald, Lamar Jackson was his high scorer, which is good to see. Lamar Jackson had a shitty week 1. Good to see him bounce back because I do have him in another league that's not ours. So that was very helpful for me. That's the week 2 recap. On to week 3. Still very early. Wins and losses don't even matter at this point. Honestly, till the season's halfway done, I really wouldn't even worry about win-loss records. Fantasy is such a fickle bitch that it's not even really worth, I know you guys check your scores. We talked about this. You guys are score watching all day on Sundays when the games are rocking.
I am. It's my first week, so
yeah. No,
it's my
you're
first
new.
time. So
I get that. We all do that when we're new. We hang on or you were celebrating at halftime of the 1:00 game, week 1, and I was like, "Yo, I don't got the heart to tell this man that your shit could get fucked up."
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, your shit could get fucked up real quick.
Facts.
I get it.
But yeah, no, it's still early in the season, and honestly, the first 2 to 3 weeks of a fantasy season, teams are starting to figure out who's starting, who fits in where. Somebody blows up week 1, and this happened to me. Somebody blows up week 1, you throw them in your lineup for week 2 because you watched them blow up on your bench before, and then they shit the bed week 2. So then you sit them back on the bench in week 3, they probably blow up again, and that's just how much of a piece of shit fantasy is. But it's a cruelty that we love, and like I said, at least Johnny and I have been coming back to for years and years, and every year around this time
I find myself going in there and seeing who did well last week, who's doing well this week, making some changes, dropping people and trying to pick people up and switching people out from it's just if right now I'm having fun and I will remain having fun. If I put money up on this is when I'll be pulling the remainder of my hair out.
That's when the fun starts
really
to dip a little bit.
Yeah.
When you're losing actual money and you're like, fuck. Free leagues we're in.
Fuck all of it.
You can eat that loss and, you move on. It's Monday. Next week, let's go. But, the league that Johnny and I played in last year was a $300 buy-in. It's tough to lose in those leagues. You feel every one of those losses. So we're all doing good. I'm glad you're having fun. I know you're not the biggest football guy, but hopefully if If you're
I'm
into
glad
this,
you're enjoying it.
it gets you into it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're having fun, keeping up with it. I mean, a lot of people that start their first, they set their lineup week 1 and then they fucking never look at it again. So just the fact that you're looking at it and you're fucking with it, I fuck with that.
Yes, sir. You and Leo should actually fucking connect, man. Y'all
No,
in the same,
I hit up
and
Leo.
y'all-
I was
Yeah.
talking to Leo.
'Cause y'all-
He's
y'all
not in San Jose anymore. He was in this area, like real close to where I am. He bought a house with his lady about an hour and a half away, which still isn't too far. I mean, we could still get up, but it's not like,
it's
driving
not like
to the bar around the
possibility
corner,
like it
and
was
getting
before.
up. It's more of a chore.
Like
but
trying to
we
link
will-
up in Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll definitely get up.
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
he sent me a video. He did I guess chicken, like a hot chicken sandwich challenge.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah, he said he had to sign a waiver and everything to do it, and he put it up on TikTok. He took like one bite, and you could just see the look on his face, like, "Oh shit, I fucked up."
Send me that TikTok. I want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to
I'll
fuck
send
with
it
that.
to you. You just see the look on his face, and he was telling me about the aftermath afterward. And shit.
Instant regret.
It's like, oh yeah. We did we did the hot challenges before, and we all had that that wake up.
That face.
Well, that face, yes, but you know how that is. Like, right when you eat some like really spicy shit. And in the middle of the night, you get that fucking stomach just burn.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't let it out just yet. And you're just like, fuck. Like, I can't wait to get this out.
And then
Yeah.
it burns.
Oh, yeah.
That happens way too often to me. I eat way too hot food. That
That
body
taught me
does
to
not agree
actually,
with.
that experience for hot ones and the one chip challenge and all the dumb shit that I did afterward actually gave me an appreciation for some hot food. And I enjoy it much more now.
Yeah,
So.
I've the same ever since. And I liked spicy food even before we did the hot ones challenge. But after that, for some reason, I've just been craving it. I crave that spice, that sweat, the little beads of sweat when you're eating something spicy and you're like, ooh, your nose is running a little
that's
bit, but
that
you
thing.
love that shit.
Actually, yeah.
I
nah,
tell
need to-
people all the time, especially when I eat Thai food or Lao food, Vietnamese, any Southeast Asian food, I always get it extra spicy. And then, the sweat's pouring down while I'm eating it, and they're like, yo, you okay? And I always tell them, I was like, if I'm not sweating, it ain't good.
Word.
Yeah, actually,
That's how
I
you
was just
know.
thinking that. Like, I could go for some tamuhun, man. The
Word.
papaya salad is it's a Laotian dish. Papaya salad, and they just make it like real spicy, but it's that good spicy because it's not that American spicy extract type shit. Nah, it's
Right.
just it's
Where
the
it's
real
not
pepper.
enjoyable.
It
You
ain't the
still get
bomb.
the flavors.
Yeah, it's
You
There's
flavor.
flavor in
Yeah.
that spice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what's up.
flavorful and it has like that spice. And
It's not
so
shock
fucking
value
good.
spice. It's like, hey, this
Right.
is spicy,
No,
but
I mean,
you'll fuck with
it-
this.
It
Yes.
will shock you.
Oh, I'm
will
sure.
shock
If you're
you.
not ready, I'm sure it will.
But it just doesn't like, that's the thing about that synthetic fucking, and that's what Leo was explaining, that he took a bite of it and he's like, that's the shit. Like, there was no good flavor to it. It just tasted like just straight up spice. I'm
Yeah.
like, they probably used the bomb beyond insanity because that's
Yeah.
exactly how they describe that shit.
Or if they had capsaicin extract and poured
Yeah.
that shit in
Yeah.
there, you're
It's
Well, I mean, that's
generally
basically
some
what
sort of
Bond
extract.
Beyond Insanity is. It's just kept saying extract with a little bit of coloring.
Right. And that shit is, that's the number one thing everybody says is like, this has no flavor. All the other ones had some really good flavor. This one has no flavor. It's
And
just
that's why
in your
it's
face.
beyond insanity.
Right. I really want to try it, by the way. So
Yes, we will
Wait,
do that.
when we did the Hot Ones challenge, there was no the bomb.
There was the bomb. It just wasn't beyond insanity. It includes
that's
the,
Yeah,
'cause
it
they
was
switch
like
up
the bomb
lineup
evolution.
every year, every season, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it was the bomb evolution. No. The bomb beyond insanity is the only one that stays the same on their lineup, but they do not give you the Bomb Beyond Insanity in the package that you buy. They give you the Bomb Evolution, and the Evolution one is not like actually has some flavor to it. It's not the same shit. And I've seen people they have videos where they taste the Evolution one first, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like it's hot, like blah blah blah," and then they taste the Beyond Insanity, and they're like, "No, this is not the same at all."
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not.
So, speaking of that, since we're kind of drifting into,
You know what it's time for. News clips.
and since we're talking about like spicy foods, did you hear about that kid that died? It was like I want to say he was like 15
14,
or something
15,
like that.
Yeah.
14, 15, that he died from eating the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
And
We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Did we? Oh yeah.
But we didn't know.
So-
you thought that he ate like a whole shitload of them,
That's
and
what I
Johnny
thought.
was like,
Okay.
I don't see that. Did we ever
See,
get
I'd
to
be
the
forgetting,
bottom
bro. I'd be
of
forgetting.
what
So
he
then, I'll go fuck myself. I'll be back.
All right, yeah. That's all good. That's all good. Poor kid. R.I.P. My dude.
Yeah,
I'd like to know if he ate.
R.I.P. for sure.
I'd like to know if he ate
that
multiples
sucks.
or what.
I was thinking that because I was thinking that shit when I was mad shook to eat that one chip challenge before, just to kind of promote it.
Yeah.
To the point where I went live because I was here in the studio by myself. I went live just in case anything went wrong. At least some people that I know are
Call the
fucking
cops,
watching
send them
me,
down
so-
to the studio.
Right.
My man's
Because
dead.
you never fucking know, man. You never
Yeah,
know. That could have
that's
been
fair.
some freak
That's
thing.
fair.
So
Honestly, before this kid died, I probably would have never thought like something that bad could happen. But now I would definitely only do it with observation.
yeah, for sure. That was my thought the entire time. That's why I came to the studio, went live, because there was like,
I need witnesses.
I'm like, yo, I need
Right.
somebody to at least watch me do this shit. Like, I don't want to be here.
Let's say worst case scenario, you passed out while you were eating that chip and it was being live streamed. Johnny, you and I were watching that, right, when he did that. So I don't know the address of the studio though, like the exact address. So if you needed medical assistance, I could give them a general idea of where it is. But they would be hunting
been
for
all
your
right.
passed out ass somewhere in that fucking
would have been
building of
better.
offices.
That would have been better than me being here by myself,
That's true.
filming,
And
just,
nobody would
just
know
recording
anything.
it.
Yeah,
Thinking
true
that I'm gonna edit this afterward, and no one even fucking knows.
That's fair.
This
That's
has
fair.
happened,
I think,
so-
listen, Chilai Ave-ish.
Yeah,
There's a little office.
Look for this kind of car in its parking lot. Like, that's it.
There's the brick building.
Yeah. Send me the
Yeah,
address
there's the parking
just in
lot.
case. I'd like to have it. I'd feel better knowing it, just in case I ever needed to
like
send
near the
medical.
airport.
I survived. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into some news.
Oh shit! I guess we're in the news segment.
Oh yeah, we jumped right in.
So let's see. What do I got here? Oh,
I mean, so if I was gonna
we
say,
were
if
just
you don't
talking
want to
about-
reach, since we were talking about just to kind of prepare you a little bit, since we were talking about football, I forgot to bring it up. Did y'all hear about the dude that died during the Patriots game?
Oh, he was a fan.
Yeah, it was a fan.
Yeah.
A fight broke out during the Patriots game, and apparently people who were in the crowd that witnessed this said that the guy got hit and immediately like was out and just wasn't moving and shit, and the dude eventually died.
Oh, shit!
He got knocked
Like
out.
a one-hit murk.
He was 53 years old. His name was Dale Mooney from New Hampshire, and it pretty much somebody. Let me see. He
I hope
basically
he said
grabbed
something
another
racist
fan.
before dying.
What's up?
I I don't want to see anybody die at a football game.
For sure.
But I hope he at least like said something racist, and that's why he got punched and died.
I'm sure
Well,
he had to have
And the
gotten-
fact that
he
it was a
said something
Patriots game,
stupid.
it's
And they lost.
There's a high
so
chance
you know he was talking
that
shit.
he said something stupid and
Yeah,
racist.
he did. He did.
But
Not that he deserves
I don't want
to
to laugh
die,
at a
but
man dying because I don't want someone to die over that.
It says that. It
But I
says
hope that was at least the case.
Someone witnessed Mooney approach a group of fans on the 300 level of the stadium. And this is a quote from the person. He said he basically grabbed another fan. They started tussling around for a few minutes. At one point, another fan walked over, punched him, and the man went out. And it was hard to watch. And then from there, he never got up after that.
Okay, so he instigated this. He walked
But it
over
sounds
to
like
a
he
group,
instigated it, yeah.
accosted some folks, and fucked around and found out. Unfortunately, the price that he paid for fucking around and finding out was high. But that's why you mind your own fucking business and you don't fucking start shit, regardless of where you are.
His wife was saying that pretty much they were obviously. I mean, him being a. Were they playing in Miami?
No, they were playing in New England.
Yeah, they were in New England.
Oh, they were in New England.
The Boston area.
Essentially, yeah, he was. I guess they were verbally talking shit to him the whole time. So, and because of that, he approached them at the end.
Okay, so they were going, but still.
Yeah, but still, it was right.
People cut me off in traffic and I don't start shit because I don't want to get shot. So you just eat it and you fucking get on with your life, bro. Patriots got their ass beat. Oh, well, it's not worth dying over, right, my guy? Like, be smart. Just be smart. That's all. RIP, like I said, you never want to see that happen. That's not okay or acceptable. But when you're fucking starting some shit and thinking you're tough, there's always someone tougher than you, and my guy found that out.
Yeah. Sucks.
That does suck.
In other tragic NFL news, I didn't hear you mention anyone owning or not owning, but I guess owning is fine. You could say that in the fantasy world.
Yeah, you
owning this player. Nick Chubb. Did y'all see this wild ass
you sent
Nick
the
Chubb
video
injury
that
that
I didn't have the
on
balls
Monday
to watch
night?
until today.
And you will watch it right now because
Lock don't
this
like that.
was crazy.
Wait, are we watching something breaking?
Yes.
Oh yes,
we are.
you're
I'm gonna look away because I can't see that shit. I will feel it.
Oh, my man's leg went in a straight, 90
It's
degree
a
angle.
right angle the wrong way.
Yeah.
The pain, the instant agony that my man Chubb
man.
had to be in.
Now-
I don't have him in the IC league, but in another one.
Yeah.
You sent it, and then I believe, and I may be wrong, but immediately after you sent that, or soon after, my brother Danny traded Chubbs.
Nice.
Good move.
Wait, I didn't
drop
approve that.
player.
Who the fuck is trading without commissioner approval?
Or dropped them
it
for
was.
sure.
I definitely. I don't think I had him on any fantasy teams, but I had an active bet going for Chubb to score 2 or more touchdowns that game. So that basically screwed my whole night. I think the game ended like 7-3, anyways. Like, it was such a boring ass game.
It was a shitty game. Yeah.
But yeah, that shit happened. Terrible for the dude. Like, apparently this was an injury almost the same that he suffered in his like last year of college and had to like work his way back from, and then like became an amazing NFL athlete. But now looking like that may not be possible. The latest thing that I heard, I don't know if this is true or rumor, but there's talk about one of the injuries that he suffered was that I can't even like name this artery, but apparently he may have blown an artery in his knee, the popliteal. I don't know.
Oh, the popliteal artery.
The popliteal artery
Gotcha.
that possibly was ruptured during the injury. And what happens when you pop that artery? Basically, your leg is almost always amputated.
Jesus Christ.
So I hope that's not the case for the guy. I hope he has a fighting chance to get back.
Yeah.
onto
Even if
the
he doesn't
field.
play football, like I hope he can just live
I hope
a
he can just
normal
walk.
life and walk. Yeah, for sure. Nick Chubb has always been a workhorse. He's not going to get a lot of accolades or props, but the dude is a beast. If you've, been watching football the past 5 years or so, he came on real quick and one of the bright stars on a shitty Cleveland Browns team. He's the one fantasy dude, him and maybe Amari Cooper, who you would pick up from that team, and now this poor guy is fucked up. That sucks.
Yeah. Real wild. So sad story on that front in the world of sports.
I can't watch shit like that, man. I start to feel it. Like, you may see me like, as I think back at it. I saw this other video of like a wrestler. It wasn't like a professional wrestler. It was some.
Oh no! You're talking about Sid Vicious?
Sid Vicious?
Was it?
Is that the one you talk? Because my friend just sent me. The Sid Vicious breaks his leg on WWC Nitro.
Old
WCW.
school.
No. I said WWC. WCW.
No, the one I saw was like he jumped down from the top turnbuckle and both of his legs just went the other way. Bro, it's like it lives rent free in my head. That. And every time I'm just start. Yeah, every
the
time
legs
I'm
bend
just
the
like,
wrong way, bro. That's what happened with Chubb's leg. I know you weren't looking, but that was exactly a right angle the wrong way, dog.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I hated that show.
What
was that? I don't want to see this motherfucker again. Fuck that shit, bro.
Damn it.
Come on.
Fucking YouTube is not playing for me today. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, good.
Never mind. You're safe.
Lucky. You're lucky.
I don't
You're
know.
sending a gift to the chat
okay,
later tonight.
I mean, I can have a choice to watch that or not.
No.
I just like feel the pain in my head, and
I get it.
And then I that happens for a while. I'll
You're
just be
very empathetic.
I'll randomly be at work and I'm just chilling there doing something. Then it pops in my head and I'm just like,
Yeah. That's fair.
Like, fuck that shit.
Very
All right, man. What the fuck else is happening in the world? Y'all believe that fucking alien shit? Apparently, they came out in Mexico and said that they found a mummified fucking alien. You believe that shit?
No, I saw a breakdown.
No, that shit looks so funny as fuck.
I forget who was doing it, but like they pretty much said, I don't know if it was X-rayed or how they found out, but like it was multiple old limbs. Like the piece itself was really put together by an older, I don't know how old it was exactly, but they took femurs and fingers and limbs from, random corpses and animals and people and kind of assembled them in like what looked like a human sort of alien structure. And when they like did the breakdown of it, like there was, the fingers were backwards, like the knuckles, like you could clearly tell that it was pieced together by someone at some point. So that's 100%.
The shit looked fucking
bullshit,
tiny.
but
That was another problem with that shit.
It looked too much like the aliens that we expect aliens to look like, basically, is what threw me off initially. I'm like, no, that looks like that's too close to what we picture, the little Martian dude heads and big
It looked
eyes
like that
and
little
pointy
motherfucker from
fingers.
Men in Black that was hiding in the robotic man's head. And shit.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. It was fucking. I was like, yo, this motherfucker got Orion's belt in this bitch. What the fuck is this little dude doing? Yeah, no, that was the first thing that popped into my head. But still, I mean, what the fuck were people doing back then? Where they're like, yeah, let's take these fingers and femurs and shit and make a little Martian dude. Like, I don't know how they got down, but hopefully they were partying at least, like fucked up. They're like, yo, what if we just took mad bones and like assembled a little alien dude?
Or maybe they were on ketamine.
Imagine all that shit. Imagine all that shit is actually real, and we're just so fucking jaded by the bullshit in life that we've been thrown that we're just like, we need more. We need more proof than this bullshit.
I'm not convinced.
Is it cake? Is that alien actually
Is
cake?
it cake? I did like that. I did
That's
see
actually
that.
funny.
These cakes are convincing these days. So, did you watch that show? Did you guys watch it? Not to derail, but did you guys watch that show on Netflix? The Is It Cake?
Is It Cake?
I believe was
I've seen like bits and pieces.
I watched a couple episodes with Ash, and it was good. I was guessing pretty accurate. I was at like a 95% accuracy rate with the cakes, but there were some in there that were pretty fucking good.
No, there are some reels in like TikToks where they're going all out, like because of that show and everything. They feel like they need to like up the ante.
Of course.
And it'd be like,
Hey.
is it cake? Right? And it's something I can't remember exactly what it was. And I'm like, oh, that looks like it could be. I can't really tell. And then they'll go to like cut it, stop, and then they'll like cut the like whatever table or whatever is that's under it, and that's cake. And I'm like, oh
damn.
y'all getting crazy, son.
That would fuck me up.
That'd
Word,
be
son.
weird. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking TikTok, of course. Let's see. Did y'all hear about this Hasan Minahj controversy that pulled up over the week? Probably not.
Yeah, I think I did.
Or maybe just heard a little bit about it.
He was beefing with somebody. Was it the Vivek? Was it something with?
No, so basically the New Yorker, New Yorker ran a story on, and this is an interesting, and the reason that I bring it up because I like to hear y'all take on this. Basically, New Yorker he's got a Netflix special that came out last year, and I think he has got another one that's coming out this year. And New Yorker ran this article, and they did a little bit of research into some of the stories that he uses in his comedy specials, and apparently they're bullshit. Like they're made up, right? And he defends it as he calls it his emotional truth to what's happened.
Fuck is that?
And he says, what does he refer to as his Arnold Palmer of comedy? The drink that's 70% iced tea and 30% lemonade.
I thought it was half and half.
Yeah, it probably is. Actually, I think you're right. It is half and half.
Yeah,
but he says his Arnold Palmer.
Half and half.
I think you're right. I think that's what it's called, is a half and half in every other place. But he calls his Arnold Palmer 70% truth, 30% fiction, and there's this story going around about this controversy and this conversation going around about this, like, is it acceptable? Because there are some people who go off and say, well, yeah, there's tons of comedians, like who in comedy is ever telling you a truthful story, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you believe these stories are all 100% true, there's you're wild.
Yeah.
But like, there's usually got to be at least some truth to that, right?
Yeah, but it's comedy. Why is there where does it say that in comedy that your story has to be truthful? I would imagine a majority of comedians just make up fucking these random ass stories. Like nowhere in like when I go to a comedy show or I listen to a stand-up comedian or something, I never think, oh, this is so funny because it's fucking true. No, I always assume that shit never really fucking happened, but they just take the aspect that we can all connect with and fabricate this story to make it a little bit, maybe tiny bits are true, but I never assume that shit is real.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I want to understand your take on this because I also feel, that there's embellishments in most of these stories, right? For instance, I think a pretty famous, popular one is Bert Kreischer's The Machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Do you think that was a complete fabricated story? There's elements of truths there. Is most of it an embellishment? Is it an exaggeration? Or did most of that actually happen and he's making the funny parts the embellishment, right? Because there's parts of the story that you tell that lead up to the, to the turn, to the actual punchlines. And typically those can be laced in truth, if not fully true. But the punchline is the part that's, a little bit exaggerated.
Yeah.
So the problem with the accusations against Hasan Minahj is that a lot of the things that he talks about, especially the things that are very racially motivated, those are the things that just never happened, right?
Sure.
There's the story of, I guess one of the examples is that his daughter, or that rather, someone mailed anthrax to his house, and then his daughter was exposed, and he had to take his daughter to the hospital, and all of these hijinks ensued in the hospital with the doctor. But his daughter was never exposed. There was a white powder that was delivered to his house, but nothing ever happened, and everyone, it never, nothing went from there. So all of it's like, oh, they turned this into a victim story, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, there's some little political leaning stuff on this as well.
I was going to say that. I think it's because he has he expresses his political views and the
but then
the
he makes his
political
comedy
side of it.
about that as well.
Correct.
Right? So
Correct.
People are trying to kill me because I'm a Muslim Indian. There's the story of his. He had another story about a prom date that he had asked to the prom, and then when he showed up at the house, the parents said no. You're not allowed to take her on the prom. The prom date came out and said we went to the prom. Like, where's the
I have
story
pictures
coming
of
from?
us in our tux and our gown and our corsage.
That was,
But see,
or he says that he roasted Jared Kushner to his face when he did the White House Correspondents' Dinner, but Jared Kushner wasn't even there. There wasn't even a chair for him or something, apparently. So some of those things are like there's embellishment and then there's just like straight bullshit. Like, at what point does it matter?
But where in comedy does it state that it has to be real? We're not talking about fucking rap music where
Agreed.
You know what I mean? I feel like he just has people. Right. I just feel like he because he gets onto the political side, and not only that, but if his comedy is kind of political, where they're talking about shit like that, is where, the things that you mentioned is where it's just getting into the hands of people who want to like put it under a microscope and nitpick at these things that just aren't true because there's like political undertones. But at the end of the day, like a comedian is, their only job is to make you laugh. I've never, Tom Segura, right? In his latest special, he has this whole fucking thing about taking a shower with his son, and like he made like these crude fucking jokes about the fact that he's in the shower with his son, and some shit that he says shit that just for shock value. But no one is questioning whether or not he actually fucking took a shower with his son and the shit got weird. You know what I mean? Like nobody's coming out and saying like, well, did he do that? Like, oh, then I think we should call CP. No, because it's a fucking story. It was made up for the shock value to make you laugh, and that is the understanding. So yeah, I don't agree with it.
I think, and I agree with you there, because there's definitely tons of stories, that we've heard from comedians over the years that we know are not 100% based in fact, right? Sure. I think the controversy with him, like we mentioned, there's, the whole political leaning. So, the folks from the right are going to complain. And I think what they're complaining about is that the parts that he's made up, they're like I said earlier, they're not the punchline. The parts that he made up makes him seem like a victim. Sure. And then there's jokes after that.
Yeah,
but
it's a setup.
The setup is like mostly fabricated and just makes him seem like, oh, I'm just a little Muslim minority and everyone picks on me, and now I'm gonna make fun of it, which would be acceptable if the lead up to those punchlines were true. I think people would be more accepting of it. Okay, yeah, the extra part with, in the case of the anthrax, like all the shit that he says that the doctor did, and the shit that happened in the hospital, and the shit that was actually funny, if those things didn't happen, no one would care. But the fact that your daughter was never exposed to anthrax, but you say that she was, and you brought her to the hospital, like that just puts that, for some folks at least, that it puts it a little over the line from a comedian. And I've heard this not just from right wingers, but also from comedians themselves that are like, hey, you put yourself a little too far in one side of the storytelling part that
so
it seems funny. It seems off.
Well, first thing, he's not a news reporter. He has no obligation to come at you with the truth. As far as I'm concerned, as long as my man isn't stealing material from another comedian, get up there and say whatever the fuck you want that's going to make these motherfuckers laugh, bro. If it's funny, you got a good story, a good anecdote that you concocted, fucking hit him with them, blow him away, dude, fucking kill it. As long as you're not stealing and ripping off from another comic, I feel like, and I'm not a comic, I don't do stand-up, nothing like that. I feel like as long as you're not stealing, it's all fair game. Because like Wak said, your job is to get up there and make motherfuckers laugh. You don't work for CNN. You're not a fucking news reporter. Like, you get up there and you do your thing and you make them laugh. You get that fucking money for the ticket and you do what you got to do. Like, I have no problem. Even if it was just fabricated. Bro, fabricate a whole fucking hour set for Netflix. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to question it. If it makes me laugh and it's not stolen, you got it, bro. You killed it. That's the goal, right?
Yeah,
so like I don't care about the embellishments or if it wasn't true. He didn't steal. He wrote it. Does he have a charity for Muslims that were
The only
being
real reason
hurt
why
or
this is
like-
even talked about to that extent is because he got the people on the right upset with possibly like some accusations and like
Bro.
shit that he says because he leans in a political way.
The right's going to get upset regardless.
But what
So
about this?
the-
What about this part, right? So I mentioned the story that he said about the prom date, right? And in the story, basically, he accuses the prom date and her parents basically as being racist. This is a real person.
Did he name him?
Did he name him? Right.
Well, do you need to name him? You think the
I mean,
internet
but
can't
at the end
figure
of the
that?
day-
You
I mean, so
you think the internet can't find out
So
who
you're
this
telling
person
a
is?
story.
Okay,
So
you're telling the story.
I
You
get
said
what you're
a
saying.
girl that you went to the prom with that there are fucking public pictures of that the people will find out. The girl
Sure.
gets death threats.
But I get what you're saying, right? But at the end of the day, he told a story, a fabricated story about a possible scenario of a prom date because he actually went to prom, right? And the things that he said wasn't factual. That's more of a fucking issue with these fucking fanatics out there. That why are you listening to a comedian tell fucking jokes, right? And because of this, you are going out to give fucking death threats to this girl that he actually went to prom with when he told a fucking joke. Like, what? The world is fucking going nuts. They are taking this story word for word from a fucking comedian. It's not him that's the fucking problem. It's the people. Why are you attacking this girl?
Right.
Because he told the story about a fictional story of when he went to prom, he had this thing. So because he actually went to prom at one point, now you're connecting. You are going out of your way to
the
connect
people that
the
need to
dots
research
and
that shit.
Find this shit. Like find these people this girl that he actually went to prom and give her fucking death threats over the shit. You're a fucking loser.
I mean, anyone that gives death threats, I'm gonna say, is a loser, right? Like,
Absolutely.
they're obviously losers. But either way, that doesn't stop the fact that this woman that you brought into your story put a photo
He didn't
of
name
her.
He told the story about going to fucking prom.
He put a
They
photo
dug
of
it.
her,
They dug
a
up
blurred
the
photo,
prom date.
but he introduced her to the world. She's a nobody. You know, imagine a girl that you fucked around with, 15 years ago.
Sure.
That you have no idea is now a comedian and is going around telling stories that are not actually true about you.
As long as she doesn't come out and say, yeah, Wack gave me fucking herpes as a
What
joke.
if she does, though? But what if she does?
Did he give a name?
Yeah. That's the naming. If people want to go do their own research to get butthurt, like going through your girl's phone when you know she's cheating so that you're about to feel bad, that's the same motherfucking shit. If they need to go research and scour the internet after they watch his comedy show to find these people, go fuck yourself. He didn't name anyone. I'm not pissed. Like I said, make up the whole fucking set, bro. Just don't steal.
The bad part is that he actually took a girl to prom and people took his comedy word for word to be something true. Yeah. And then they dug up this fucking person that he actually went to prom with. Like, they did that shit. They didn't have to fucking believe his story.
You have to recognize the power that you're dealing with when you're speaking to 300 million people on Netflix.
Those people are fucking idiots. Those people are
the
fucking
world
dumb.
is full of idiots. Like,
sure.
Yes. So again, recognize the power. When this podcast is starting to speak to 20 million people a week, you have to watch what the fuck you say.
That's true.
You can't be as liberal as when you're talking to, 1,000, 2,000 people a month. Like,
that's being generous.
I'm pumping
Don't
us up.
downplay us, son. Don't downplay us, man. Fuck out of here with that shit.
But I'm just saying, like, we're very wild with what we say, and we don't typically we're not too wild. And we've talked about, relationships and people in the past. But I don't think we've ever, put ourselves in a position of victimization to be that concerned. But two, I mean, that's why I'm kind of on the fence about this whole thing, because I do agree with the whole, like, you know, it's comedy. Like, why would you take this shit seriously? It's fucking comedy. But at the same time, like, if you don't do enough to protect the people that you're bringing into the conversation, like, she did not ask to be a part of your Netflix special. You brought up this story randomly. You also performed it on Broadway, or, you know, off Broadway, in live shows. You had a photo. It was blurred out, but you had a photo of her behind you.
Yeah, the
on
photo
stage.
seems excessive, even if it's
Like,
blurred
yeah, that
out.
was
Like,
fun.
why?
You're just
if
inviting
anything,
people to look this person up.
Yeah, the photo.
And you
I
know
think
that
is
there's enough
unnecessary.
dumb people in the world that will harass her no matter what. Like, but either
Need a
way,
disclaimer.
you probably didn't hear about this story because it was blindsided by another story. Go ahead before we jump over.
Before we do that, when we blow up, be ready for that girl to come out of her fucking room after waiting for you for
That
decades.
chick in the dorm,
and you
yeah,
left
she's
her
gonna be
ass-
pissed,
Yeah.
bro. I'm gonna look her up. I'm gonna
She's
find
gonna
her
be mad
after this.
and she's gonna be on every fucking news.
And Hasan
news
Minahj
channel.
you.
That motherfucker.
I gave no stories, and I was not the victim. I was the victee.
Wait, yeah, is that better?
You were not the victim.
Not
She
at
was
all.
the victim.
She was the victim.
Yeah.
She was
He
totally
ran
the
out on me
victim.
because
Episode
I was
title.
a little husky. I waited in that
husky?
room for decades, and now I'm skinny. I don't know why I'm giving her an accent.
I know she was definitely a white
got
girl.
A thick accent.
Anyways, so I was saying you probably didn't hear about that story because it got
Blindsided.
blindsided over written by another comedian's story that took over the news. Russel Brand
I did hear about this.
multiple accusations of grooming, sexual assault, and the R word that ends in aping. I'm not sure if that actually gets us demonetized, but yeah, Russel Brand accused of rape by multiple people, which I think is
Multiple. That's always key. Multiple.
the multiples
Not a coincidence.
is
Not a
when
coincidence.
it's bad.
What is it like with the? we've been doing this shit a lot lately, right? Where there are people who are just you hold them at a certain spot, right? Because they seem genuine, wholesome, and he probably is at this
Ooh,
point.
no,
of
I
his
never
life.
held Russell Brand like this. Is that who we're talking about? You held him in
Yeah,
a...
no, this story came out and I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, no,
I
I was
figured he was a
thinking-
scumbag for years, dog.
Well, no, not well. Nowadays, he's actually been like very political. He's been speaking. I don't know.
Even
Nowadays,
since
people,
there's something
a lot
about
of people,
Harry and
but
shit,
yes,
I thought
he
he was a
was
scumbag.
he was definitely
not something
a
about Mary,
druggie,
what the
all
fuck
kind
was
of
that?
shit. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he didn't do it, but I'm just saying.
Oh, no,
there
he
are
did.
certain people.
You saw the people
Yeah.
defending him? What was it? Elon came out.
Yeah, Elon. when you got Elon Musk and Andrew Tate fucking
Andrew
defending
Tate,
you,
yeah, Tate
Andrew
came to
Tate
his
came
defense,
out.
dog.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
R.I.P.
fucked
to
up.
his
Done fucked up.
career.
when those are the people that are on your back, it's probably not good news. And that's what he's coming out, and that was his defense. Yeah, I think he actually released a video just before the story came out because he was given a tip and a heads up that this story was dropping. So he dropped his own not apology but defense video. And then he started saying that it's because the mainstream media is coming after him. Because now he's anti-mainstream media. He's a little bit more.
He has been.
I don't want to say
Oh, and Tucker
right-leaning,
Carlson.
but
Tucker Carlson also got his back.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah.
the
Tucker
third.
Carlson got the
Yeah.
three of those got your back. You're not looking so hot as far as being
that's not a good look. Not
in
at
the
all.
clear.
and the League of Catholic Priests too. All of them.
I think Harvey Weinstein also spoke up for him. So
Danny
that's great.
Masterson.
He's doing real good right
Danny
now. He
Masterson
probably
wrote a
didn't do
letter
it at
for
all.
him. Fucking Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Yeah, they
sent
wrote some
in
letters. Yeah, they said that
Yeah.
he was an upstanding citizen. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I get
Good
it.
call. Good call. Yeah. Kurtwood Smith even sent in his own letter. He's like, "Hey, my man ain't do shit. He ain't rape nobody
He didn't do
ever."
that. Nah.
He was great on the
the
show.
fuck did
Very
he?
funny guy. Very funny. Funniest guy.
Yeah. Brad Pitt came out and was just like, yeah, I hung out with him plenty of times. He hasn't raped me.
He never raped me, so he can't be a rapist. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so he
the
can't be
big
a
argument.
rapist.
Hey, there was a chick on. It was like she was like a British journalist. There was somebody that posted something on an X the other day, along the lines of that. Hey, I was with him. We were hanging out. He never pressured me, and blah 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 blah. So because the rapist didn't rape every chick he came in contact with, he couldn't be a rapist by any means.
Couldn't be a rapist
So
because of
because
that.
he didn't mess with that chick, that he probably didn't do anything at all. So yeah, fuck Russell Brand, fuck Tucker Carlson, anybody that's Elon, dude.
Fuck all of
Elon,
them.
every week I feel like he is a bigger piece of shit, and it really bugs me, dude. It really does, because he used to be like this sort of cool, smart tech guy with the Teslas, and that was all dope. And don't get me wrong, the guy makes a hell of a vehicle. Love Teslas. But everything else, I feel like he's just the biggest asshole. One of them currently. Like,
Yeah.
he rubs me the wrong way, and every week, like I said, Elon just turns into a bigger piece of shit. So yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I might need to look into a different electric vehicle at some point. But
Sure.
yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Not good for Russell Brand.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not
Sorry
good.
that Elon rubbed you off the wrong way.
I
rubbed
would
me off
imagine.
real good.
I'm pretty sure Pierce Morgan. Just add him to the list as well.
Oh yeah, I could.
nice.
That
Of Defenders.
tracks 100%.
Yeah, that tracks, yeah.
Yep.
Fully tracked.
I heard Cara Dune came out and had some words in support.
Yep. Also tracks.
Oh man,
No,
this
I
is kind of
lost- I lost it
Hollywoodish,
with
but since
Danny
we're talking about
Masterson.
fucking jackasses and assholes,
Yeah.
I just had to throw this in. It's kind of Hollywoodish, but did you hear the Tim Ballard, who the movie The Sound of Freedom was based on?
Yeah.
He was ousted from the anti-trafficking organization following sexual misconduct, and he's being investigated. Tracks.
Yep.
He wrote a letter in support of Russell Brand as well.
Oh,
And it's
I
a
bet.
shame because that movie was so good.
Oh, so good.
So good.
So good.
So good. Should that be like
excited.
a Twitch movie? You think that?
A Twitch
would make for some-
like for us to.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's.
Maybe.
We'll have to think about it. Let's think about it because I feel like there's some material there.
It sounds
for
like
sure.
a movie that would end up on Prime.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think so.
Or
One day.
Tubi.
Let's give it a couple months.
Right.
We need to set that shit up and finally actually do it.
Word.
Yo, what the fuck is up with Jonathan Majors, man? Breaking up
the high school
just broke
fight?
Up a fight. Yeah.
Bro, that shit looked fucking staged. For those of you who don't know,
there's
right?
some
two
controversy
high
around
school
that.
girls, two high school girls were in a fight, right? Someone happened to be recording it. They're going toe to toe, right? And here comes the fucking superhero of the century to just come out of nowhere and go and break the shit up, right? In plain view, like this shit wasn't an obscure fucking angle. The shit was in fucking 4K. It was beautifully shot. He was dead center. It was just like, stop it. What the fuck was that
Yeah.
fucking bullshit, bro?
That video even followed the rule of thirds. And if you're a filmmaker, you know that's
Yes.
filmmaking 101, bro.
Yes.
Mise en scène and the rule of thirds. So, yeah,
Bro.
it definitely did look a little questionable. But at the same time, like, what does he think that's like, oh, your cases are dropped, bro, because you broke up this fight? Like, what is he expecting if that were staged? What is to come of that? Like, that sways the public opinion?
Yeah,
It
public
looks
perception.
staged, but doesn't look recent.
Who gives?
He had the
don't know.
cabbie
I mean-
hat on, so it had to be. No one's
had to
been
be
rocking
somewhat
those,
recent.
right? Till recently.
I mean, it looks to me like it was something that was filmed for like a high school movie.
Could
Or
be.
maybe even college, right? Maybe he did it when he was in drama school in college, and
That's not
he
how
filmed
they're.
it for a that's obviously not how they're playing it.
Yes.
And they're trying to say it's legit, and they even came out and defending it, saying that it was not staged. The coincidences
That shit just blew up in his
are way
face.
too high. But let's say I give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. I'm still gonna say it wasn't. I'm saying all I'm saying is that if it was staged, it wasn't staged specifically to try to spare him from the accusations. It's being
don't know, son.
released definitely
Seems very
to
Disney-ish.
try to bring back his reputation. And say that no, he's a man of the people, and he
He has integrity.
has integrity. He holds down. He loves women, and he defends them.
Yeah, that's another great point. He stopped
defends them.
these two. I don't
just
beat
happened
women.
to
I
be
stopped
two
them from beating
female-
each
Okay,
other.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think that it was made within the last 5 years. I feel like they found
Oh,
footage
he still looks pretty jacked.
from some shit that he did a long time ago.
I just thought that shit was fucking hilarious. They're just going at it,
Yeah.
and he just comes out of nowhere. Black Panther himself. Stop this shit.
I mean,
Stop it. I know, but
You know.
All right. What are? I know you got something else, Johnny. What do you got?
the only other story I wanted to bring and show up was the. I know Dave saw this because he sexted it to the group, but the not
Sexted
to
to the
circle back around to the political side of things. But there was a little bit of political controversy that showed up this week with a U.S. House of Representatives from the state of Colorado, a representative, Lauren Boebert, controversial character herself, does a lot of yipping and yapping, but also not too bad on the eyes. I wouldn't say she's the hottest chick ever, but
no, not the hottest, but not
A little
as
yipping
far
and
as,
yapping,
like,
and apparently a
political
little
chicks go.
jerking and twerking.
yeah, she does a little bit more than yipping and yapping when the lights are off. Apparently what happened is she went to a production of Beetlejuice in the great city of, I believe, Denver, Colorado, in the past week or so. And she was escorted out of the theater after complaints came through that she was vaping during the middle of the show, in which she vehemently denied, and her team vehemently denied, that she partook in any sort of vaping. And so,
Not the way of God.
the theater released their security footage, and she just happened to be front and center in the middle of this security footage. And so a pioneering, comedic, gentle person on X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, as they like to say now, did a nice little narration of this video. And you can absolutely see her vaping multiple times during the show. Not in a case where, as her apology later on came to say, "Oh, I was enjoying the show so much I didn't even realize I was vaping." I mean, it's not like she hit the vape 1 or 2 times. Like, she's vaping the way Dave vapes during the middle of a pod, like constant, like hitting the pen, right?
It's consistent.
Also, it's Colorado. The vape, while not very visible because it's a black and white grainy camera, didn't really look like she was holding what is that, an elf or whatever, the
Elf bar,
an elf bar or anything like that.
Yep.
It kind of looked like it was a cylindrical, thin, more than likely cannabis vape, is what it looked like to me. If you're not aware who Lauren Boebert is, she is a staunchly Trump MAGA Republican congressperson, and
pretty decent tits.
And yes, so
they were
the
out.
not so bad looking part is mostly flat backside, so it's mostly on the front side. She's got a nice rack to stare at. This outfit that she wore that night was also quite revealing. It was one of the first things that I won't say first thing, but one of the top things that I noticed towards the end of the video as she's walking out. I was like, holy shit, like she was holding something, and it wasn't the pistol that I'm sure she was wearing that night.
No, she was holding a dick in her hand, is what she was holding.
And then as you watch the video more, you start to notice that not only was homeboy that she was with doing a lot of breast fondling during the show, which again, lots of kids were at. She was also being like very obnoxious, dancing and taking video and
being loud, just
doing
obnoxious.
just typical annoying rich Karen in a show. And then when people asked her to stop vaping, she's like, no, and you can see her say that on camera as well. But then as the camera keeps recording, you could it's an infrared camera. You see what happens in the dark. You see my man fondling the breastises, and you see her fondling the cack.
So real quick, how many news articles have we read of drag queens reading to children, fondling other people, or exposing themselves in public in front of children, in or around children? How many articles of these have we read about? None, right? Yeah, no. But the Republican that is against all of that is out here watching Beetlejuice,
jerking
and
dicks
grabbing
off
dick.
during Beetlejuice.
Yeah, jerking dicks off with her tits out.
Which
That's
I'm not
okay.
hating, but
That's
that
okay.
goes against her own message.
I'm just
Like,
saying,
I'm not anti
hey,
rubbing
hey.
Yeah,
I'm not
all
here
about it.
to kink
That'd be
shame.
me. I'd be rubbing on those titties too, but
Yeah.
I'm not a politician, so
Fair. Facts. And I just saw this article on TMZ where apparently she
it's
said
a first date, right?
it was a first date, and
Stroking
she's
this
not
dude
going
off.
on a second one because she found out he was a Democrat.
And he owns like a drag bar or something along those
Yeah,
lines.
Some shit like that, yeah.
He owns a bar that
So
that
not
hosts,
only did
like,
he embarrass her
LGBTQ
publicly,
events.
he got to grab her titties, and he doesn't support her in any way.
and
way.
this
He probably
was caught
despises
all
her.
after the fact, so he probably already fucked her.
Yo, my man
And-
won
Yeah,
3 times.
there we go.
Yeah,
You know he smashed that night.
Oh,
He
of
smashed in
course.
the car.
100%.
And then
100%.
after all this comes out, oh, he's a Democrat. I never. Bitch, you swallowed my kids. Shut up.
She probably
All
gave him
8
head in the car.
ounces.
Yep, all 8 ounces of jizz. She took that cup proudly.
Facts. That's facts.
Salty. Anyway, is that it?
Yeah, that was it. I just wanted to bring that last piece up, and we can go on to Hollywood.
Luckily for y'all, as always, I don't have too much because motherfuckers are still
striking,
on strike.
baby. We still striking.
Yeah, we still
back to
they're
the
still on
table, though,
strike.
right?
So there's not a shit ton of people or a shit ton of news that's really coming out. Here, I'll still play it. Hollywood. All right, so Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom released a trailer, right? I saw a little bit of it. Looked completely garbage. Worse than the first fucking movie because I was never a fan. I think y'all enjoyed it.
We did.
But to me, it looked really fucking stupid. And it introduced Aqua Baby and all of this blah, blah, blah. Whatever. If you enjoyed watching that trailer, you are probably wrong on how much Aquaman is going to fuck. However, the one thing that we cannot dispute is the fact that sources are saying that the movie is so bad, audience members are walking out of test screenings to this point. And to me, that fucking tracks. It did not look good to me. I saw probably like a quarter of it, and it looked very silly. It looked Thor: Love and Thunder-ish as far as like the way that they tried to go towards like a funnier route. Maybe not to that extent, maybe not like the Taika funny extent of it, but it just like something seemed really fucking silly about it, and I couldn't get through the trailer. So
yeah,
this tracks.
It's funny. This is actually what I was going to bring up is the one story because this apparently this trailer came out like 5 days ago, and none of us have talked about it in our group chat because we really didn't care. I saw the trailer earlier today because of the that survey company that I signed up to, and I let them know how I think about trailers. So I saw that trailer, and I was like, holy shit, how long has this trailer been out? Because they don't usually give me like sneak peeks. Every now and then they do. But usually when it's a trailer review, it's something that's been out for like a couple days and whatnot. And I'm watching it again. And so I was just shocked. I was like, damn, we really didn't talk about this. Now, just to give my opinion on the trailer real quick. Doesn't look interesting at all. I think I gave it like a 3. As far as a chance that I'll tell anybody else about this movie if I end up seeing it.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Nice.
It just doesn't seem entertaining. There was nothing in it. Like, first off, he's fighting the same villain from the first movie. So like, okay, I guess, whatever.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen really needed this role.
I guess he
I haven't
did.
seen him in anything else.
I don't know that I've seen him in anything recently.
After being Morpheus in the Matrix bomb, no one's really signing him up for anything.
I guess not. The story just seemed like whatever. Yeah, there's an Aqua Baby, but I didn't really care about that. I didn't really catch that comedic vibe at all. I didn't think anything in the trailer was funny.
I think it just
there
seems
was like
silly.
maybe 1 or 2 silly type, like you say, silly moments or whatever. But I didn't catch it being, trying to,
I only caught a small portion of it.
Thor: Love and Thunder,
I don't fuck with Aquaman.
or Guardians of the Galaxy style. If anything, my biggest takeaway from this is like, why is this movie coming out in the James Gunn DC universe reboot, where they've already said that Blue Beetle is the first movie of the DC universe? Why is Aquaman in here? He's not a part of it.
I want to say it was pushed back because it was supposed to be released before, and it's already gone through so many reshoots.
The Flash.
It's gone through so many reshoots. Amber Heard was replaced by what's her name from from
Wait, was she actually
the
replaced
Las Vegas
in the movie?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say
Who's the chick that digitally replaced somebody?
Tig Notaro.
Tig Notaro. Yeah, I was gonna also mention that Amber Heard was barely visible at all in this trailer. There was
From
one
my understanding,
scene,
they removed
and
a bunch of her out of there.
yeah, there was one shot in the trailer, and she was behind like a frosted glass, so you couldn't actually tell that it was her face. You could just see her body, and I was like, oh, they did bring it in. But yeah, pretty much. This is. I can't believe that they're even bothering to release it in IMAX.
I have no idea why they're releasing this movie. This movie, the first one was trash. This movie's gonna be even worse trash.
I mean, the first one was, I'll say, recycling bin.
A recycling bin. Fuck, we need to recycle.
It's a little nicer than trash, is what I would say. It's not trash, but you know, you could
compost.
it could be recycled.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one does not look like it has any redeeming factors or value.
Yeah,
I gotta watch this trailer.
It looks bad. It looks bad. To me, it looks really bad. And
It's long. The trailer's pretty long.
Just
Like 2.5 minutes, one of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
it's a 2.5 minute teaser trailer.
It's
They've been doing that shit a lot lately.
yeah, it's bad news bears.
Yep. Nah. It looks bad to me. And yeah, people are walking out of the test screenings, and that's
funny.
even worse after having reshoots and all of this shit that have prolonged it to the point where now it's coming out at this point of the I've been saying it since the beginning. I mean, still in gun we trust, right? However, he needed to fucking just axe the shit. Just axe these fucking trash movies that nobody wanted to continue in the first fucking place. Just stop it. Just stop.
Like the
Jason
Batgirl,
Momoa,
just can it. Like don't even release it.
Yeah, exactly. Like why?
I mean,
For
I would have
what?
put it
What do
straight
we
to
need this-
streaming. I feel like there's enough people that
Just cut your losses.
don't give a fuck. They will watch anything with Jason Momoa in it.
I'll watch
That-
it. I don't,
That they
Oh,
could
people are
have
gonna
comes
watch
they
out,
could have
I'll
put it
watch
to streaming. You know,
Yeah. I'd fuck with it on Max.
Like,
for
I'm
sure.
okay
I'm
with-
not going to the theater for that shit.
I still think they should have put Batgirl on streaming, but I'm okay with them, like, you know, basically deleting it. I feel like this one should have just gone to Max and let it die from there. But they're never going to recover not even in theater sales. I mean, maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe there's a really large chunk of Jason Momoa and Amber Heard fans out there.
Market,
But
yeah.
Well, I think
Jesus, I can't believe
Batgirl,
that they'll come back with the budget that they spent on making this movie, especially with all those reshoots.
Batgirl
There's
was a bigger
so
risk
much CGI.
because it's putting money towards a new, I mean, not a new character, but a new person in the franchise, right?
Yeah.
And
a new direction.
That didn't
right?
look hot.
They were establishing Michael Keaton as like the older
Yeah.
Batman, and they were going to go down that whole Batman Beyond route. So it makes a little bit more sense to just say fuck that, but still, this makes no sense at all. I don't know.
No,
why
it
James
doesn't.
Gunn
It doesn't.
greenlit this.
And they need to just they need to cut them all off. The whole fucking Gal Gadot still being fucking Wonder Woman. Like I just fucking cut them all off.
Yeah.
It makes me even more mad that fucking Jason Momoa is still fucking Aquaman. Gal Gadot is still Wonder Woman, and the person that everybody fucking wanted to actually stay was Henry Cavill, and he was the first one to fucking go.
Yeah.
It's like you're just allowing this to linger.
Yeah.
Just fucking cut your losses.
This has got to
Get
be
it,
the
and that's
last
it.
one, though, right? Like after Aquaman 2, like there is nothing else from that previous verse.
Well, I mean,
Like,
there's
they
that
probably
whole
just needed
story
to-
about the Wonder Woman sticking around and possibly.
And didn't
doing
James
another
James
thing.
Gunn said that was bullshit, didn't he? Didn't he come out and say no?
He pretty much said nothing has been released. We are at strike right now and blah blah blah. Like he didn't say no, but he's like, what are we talking about? We're on strike. There's nothing being written right now. There's nothing moving forward. Like we're not. No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So he pretty much just stood in solidarity with this.
Honestly,
it
doesn't make. The only thing that I could think is that graphics weren't completed, but it makes no sense to me why this movie was released before The Flash. I think they should have ended the Snyder / DC extended universe type of films. All of those characters should have ended on The Flash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that would have been a good button up, and then move on Blue Beetle and everything beyond that.
Restart, reboot.
But to drop the Aquaman now is like, what? Why?
Yeah.
What does that have to
All
do with
because
anything?
of those reshoots. That's it.
Yeah. Fuck the reshoots. Just drop the movie.
With the whole
It
Amber
sucks
Heard
anyway.
thing and all of that shit. Yeah, just drop the fucking movie. Drop it.
Just
drop
drop it. No
shit.
one's gonna watch it anyway.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
I'm
We'll
interested in
report
Blue
back on
Beetle. I'll watch Blue Beetle when it.
I'm definitely watching Blue Beetle. That it looks interesting to me. And
Yeah.
as much as I shat on it, a lot of the ideas of it and just kind of the concepts and some of the wokeness, I guess, of it. I read this article about like the director of the movie and how one didn't realize they filmed a lot of the movie in Puerto Rico, which was awesome. And two, how much they fought to make it a theatrical release. It was originally built to be an HBO Max release, and that's how the way it was going. And they continuously pushed it and got extra budget and continuously pushed and created more and made it a good enough story that not only was it eventually a theatrical release, but it was quote unquote the official kickoff of the DCU under James
Too
Gunn.
bad it bombed.
And that gives me even more kind of confidence in that it'll be a good movie, and we'll get paid off by watching this movie, by seeing this character show up in future films.
Yeah. Too bad
Like
that shit bombed. Because, yeah, I would like to see that one possibly.
The
do
user Rotten Tomatoes was, I feel like 70s or 80s. It was pretty decent for.
Well, speaking of Rotten Tomatoes, we didn't get to talk about this last week, but I did want to bring this up with Dave on the show more so. The story that broke on Vulture about Rotten Tomato scores being kind of gamed by PR companies, and you know, and how much studios kind of hate Rotten Tomatoes. And most actors seem to hate Rotten Tomatoes, and pretty much everyone in the industry despises what Rotten Tomatoes is, but they kind of have to deal with it because the movie watching public seems to rely on these scores so much. While the critics are out here like, why do I even write a critique? Like, I should literally, like, my it doesn't matter what I write, right? It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter how much nuance I put into my critique and review of this film. At the end of the day, Rotten Tomatoes is just going to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down score. So I might as well just not even write a review and just put a thumbs up and let Rotten Tomatoes take that. And then again, just for the, I've said this many times on the show, but if you're a newer listener, remember Rotten Tomatoes scores are not the score of a movie. They are only a aggregation of the thumbs up or thumbs down of reviewers. So when they say that a movie has an 80 or 90% Rotten Tomatoes score, that just means 80 or 90% of the people that have reviewed this movie gave it a positive review.
Thumbs up.
I still fuck with the score.
I like the user score still. I think now
I like
that we
the user
saw
score.
that,
Yeah, the audience score.
The audience score, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like I put less emphasis on the critic score, which I kind of did anyway. Like, and that's just something that's sort of, as movies have come out and we've checked the Rotten Tomatoes and then we check the audience, rating. The audience rating tends to usually line up with where we're at for the most part. And I'm guessing now because, the audience isn't getting paid by Rotten Tomatoes to make those. So I used to put, I don't want to say complete stock, because some of my favorite movies have the shittiest Rotten Tomatoes scores you will ever see. So I knew to take it with a grain of salt, but I still did put a lot of stock into, the critic score, and I would take the audience score. And, now that it's just kind of confirmed that these critics are, being compensated basically for their positive ratings, I mean, that defeats the whole purpose. Like, I always thought Rotten Tomatoes was the critics and the people, speaking the truth. Like, if you want to know about this movie, like, these are the facts right here. It was a good movie or it was a bad movie. So now I feel like I weight the audience score a hell of a lot more because, that's just like you and I.
Yeah.
Did we enjoy it? And 9 out of 10 times it lines up. Like, this movie fucked.
Just a quick recap on what the actual story was. Is that I can't remember the actual movie, but Vulture Magazine did an investigation into one of the movies that Daisy Ridley was in, and basically they originally came out when they dropped the movie. It had like 4 or 5 critics review, and it had a under 60% score. I can't remember what the score was at the time. The score was under 60%. Which means it was
rotten.
rated rotten. They hired a publicist firm, a PR firm. The PR firm went and found reviewers that are counted by Rotten Tomatoes that the PR firm could pay to watch the movie, and then kind of convince them or persuaded them to give a positive review for the movie, not in receipt of payment, but just because we're more likely to feature this if you give it a positive review. And if you're going to give it a negative review, a lot of the people that we work with post it on a different site that's not tracked by Rotten Tomatoes. And what ended up happening is after an additional 8 reviews or something like that, the movie broke the 60% mark, and shortly after got picked up by a larger distribution firm, and got their big monies. And so that's that's basically gaming the Rotten Tomatoes system. So that's the challenge. It's like, so who do you believe, right? Again, and I've thought about this about a lot, especially in a lot of times that we have talked about RT scores, and then I go back and I'll look at some of the reviews, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I don't know who any of these, PetesReviews.com. Why is
never somebody credible?
Why is that person rated, as highly as like the New York Times or the LA Times or the Chicago Times or Chicago Sun? Like, why are any of those rated as equal as, insensitiveculture.com movie reviews? Like, it's just, it's kind of ridiculous that the system that RT is currently running.
Yeah, that bums me
Yeah.
out. I hope Metacritic, because that was another one that I always thought was sort of the people, you know, like these are down home folks giving you the honest truth about this game or this movie or this TV show. So hopefully, at least, I don't know. I still check Metacritic for a lot of shit, and usually it's comparable to the Rotten Tomatoes, not always exactly, but you know, right in that same ballpark usually. And now I'm gonna question that as well, and I'm gonna question every fucking asshole critic that
We have to.
Yeah, and everyone should.
Yeah. I always take those with a grain of salt. I look at it to see, should I give this movie a chance, but the user reviews are always what I look for.
Especially now, that'll be my mainstay. I'll put less focus on the critics, because that obviously I used to think, oh, the critics obviously know what they're talking about, right? Like if the critic score is good, then it's got to be good. And
it's been so off lately.
Yeah, more so lately, the last year or two, without a doubt.
Yeah. What do you think? Barbie is worth the 88%? Is that legit?
Yeah, I'd say that 80s is maybe not 88, but I'd say in the 80s is not bad for Barbie. You know, based on what it was, and I thought it was
funny. I wanted
funny.
to ask you about this because I've talked highly about this movie over the past few weeks, months that it's been around.
I haven't seen it yet,
especially as the reviews and the hypeness about it kept bubbling up.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we do actually need to watch this.
For sure.
There was parts of me that thought that some of the trailers and teasers were not great depictions of what the actual movie was going to be.
I 100% thought that.
Yeah, and so I held out hope. I just haven't had a chance to catch it yet. I know you saw it, and so I wanted to see, or I wanted to hear rather, how much you thought of it, and then to bring it back to this story, how well it tracks to the scores.
I think it tracks.
'Cause I don't think you've seen it, right,
The
Wack?
80s, for sure.
What'd you say?
Yeah, you have not seen it yet, right?
No,
Yeah.
Nope.
So
not yet.
Damn.
so it's Dave's review time here.
Hey, it's okay.
We've had a lot going on these past couple weeks. So
Word. Yeah, no, it was, based on the trailer, I think when we saw that first trailer, I said something something along the lines of like, I hate everything that this movie is, or something along those lines, just because like I didn't get it. You think Barbie and you don't know what it's going to be about. And then the more the reviews came out that, they're like, there's something here. Like there's a message in there, and it's a decent movie. And I had waited a while to watch it. I ended up catching it on a Plex one night. The other night we just were looking for something to watch. I said, hey, I knew Ash hadn't seen it, so we gave it a shot. And I sort of went into it with an open mind, which I try to do, with most movies that I watch. And it started off pretty much how you would expect, like everything that you thought a Barbie movie would be about is how the first half hour of that movie went. And then all of a sudden, on a dime, it almost flips where you're like, oh shit, they have a fucking story here. Like I want to see what the fuck is going to happen here. Like this isn't just drab, cliche Barbie names and characters. And like I said, the first part of it, the first half hour was that. And I think that was purposeful. Like they did that to say, yo, do you want a Barbie movie? Here you go. This is everything you'll love. And then they flipped it. And they're like, yo, this is a serious message. I don't want to say it's a serious movie because at the end of the day, it's a Barbie movie. But when you guys watch it, and I'm sure you will at some point, there's a very valid message, I think, that they are trying to get across, something that tracks in today's world.
The men suck message? Is that the one you're talking about?
What was it?
The men suck message?
Yes. That was, that was kind of the vibe that the whole movie gives you from the beginning. You're like, oh man, they're just going to shit on dudes this whole movie because it's a Barbie world and Barbies are for girls. And that's sort of, the direction you think it's heading. And then, like I said, and then it flips. There's one line that you've probably seen in the trailer where everything kind of stops. It's a record scratch, and all of a sudden you have a real fucking plot to a movie, and you're like, oh shit, okay. And it's not, it's not The Godfather. It's not Citizen Kane. It's probably not going to win an Oscar. Although I did see that they were trying to get it nominated for a Best Original Screenplay, which I could see. Honestly, I don't know if it would win, but I could see it being nominated for an original screenplay for Bar. And I know that sounds insane.
Is it qualified for original if it's based off of existing
other properties?
Property? Wouldn't that have to be adapted screenplay?
I don't think so. I mean, it didn't come from
I don't
a
think
book.
there's
It didn't
any
come
story
from a
arc
play.
that comes.
Yeah,
There's no story arc to Barbie.
I mean, there's Barbie cartoons and stuff, isn't there?
There are, but I think the source is literally a fucking toy. So
Yeah,
I know, that's
why
I'm wondering,
the story was
it
not
still
from any Barbie
qualify?
cartoons or anything. I feel like it
I don't
does
know.
qualify.
I personally think it should be original screenplay, but
Yeah.
I know that those Hollywood rules for, especially for the Academy, are kind of weird when it comes to original
I could see
versus
that. Hopefully,
adapted.
it
You know
does.
what?
It does qualify. I'd like to
Because
see
any
it. At least get a
sequel
shot.
You know what?
is automatically
On
an
top
adapted
of-
screenplay, even though it's just an original story. It's considered an adapted screenplay just because it's based off of a original movie. It's kind of
makes sense.
stupid.
On top of this movie being, a man bashing, woman praising movie, I didn't see one plus size Ken in any of the trailers. So I'm personally boycotting this movie because you know what? Gorditos need love too. So just saying.
Yeah, no,
just
I don't
saying.
think there was any
I don't know.
heavy set.
No,
Kens.
see. Fuck a Ryan Gosling when you have somebody as sexy as me, as a Ken. I can be a Ken. I don't even have to be Ken. I can be Kenito from, I'm a little husky, so it'd be more Kenote. But no, I'm just
Wasn't
fucking
Funchess in this movie?
Yeah.
What?
I thought Funchess was in this movie. He was. He didn't play a Ken
Oh,
character.
I thought you said, is there fucking in this movie? I was gonna.
With fleshy parts, yeah, they bump fleshy parts. In Barbies,
They
yeah.
bump their non-vaginas and
they call that out
non-penises.
too, which was funny. They called out like the fleshy crotches with nothing on them, which I thought was really. There was a lot of very meta jokes in there,
Yeah.
which also I appreciated big time.
Not a kids movie then, right?
I don't think so. No, I don't know. I wouldn't.
Good. I'm down
it
to watch.
could be some
I
of the
want
stuff.
to.
It might have been above a kid's head. Like there's no like swearing or anything graphic, but a young enough kid, it might probably just go
It's
over
like a
their head, but there's-
PG-13.
Yeah, a little innuendo,
Yeah.
but still very impressed. I was impressed.
All right, guys. So
based
you
on
heard it here first, or
Yeah.
second, or third, or seventh, or 10th. But you heard it from us. Well,
Yeah,
no,
as
you
we
really heard it
unpack
from
the
Dave.
fucking Barbie movie.
Watch Barbie. Report
Check it out,
back.
homie. Yeah, let us know what you think.
Report back.
As long as you're not an alpha male, you'll probably enjoy it.
Very last thing, as reluctant as I am to bring up this conversation right now because I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. I still have to bring it up. Keanu Reeves came out and said that he definitively wanted to kill off John Wick in Chapter 4 because he's just too tired. He's gone through a lot. And I agree with him.
I
He should
don't
have fucking
disagree.
died.
No,
I don't
agree?
disagree either.
we saw what that dude, the work that he put in for just the first John Wick movie, bro. He's done that 4 times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
first
then
John Wick
some.
movie is the best one because it actually had somewhat of a story plot. The rest were just straight up John Woo style action packed.
It was a
nonsense.
Surprise. The first John Wick, dude. You think an action movie with Keanu Reeves, bro? We all 100% laughed that shit off until we saw it. We're like, oh shit! I'm so sorry.
It fucked. But this last one, I told you when I saw Chapter 4 in the theater, I'm like, yo, this dude looks like he was struggling to get through these scenes. Like he's still fucked.
He looked
but
tired.
It seemed like he was tired. He was struggling. He was the movements he made were a little bit lean. Sorry to say it this way because it's disrespectful, but we're leaning just a tad bit into if he keeps this up, he's gonna start looking like fucking Steven Seagal. In a few more years if he keeps this shit up.
Disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I just noticed like the movements weren't as fluid as they were in the others because you could just tell like he's just getting older.
Bro, my guy is
been like
58.
7 years.
It
right?
would have been the perfect one to just end the John Wick saga on, but no, we're still getting another one.
That's the problem with
probably.
studios, man. They want to milk this shit.
Yeah, no. I agree. He should have probably fucking just ended it on that one and killed him off. You could still spin it off and put some other fucking name in there. It wouldn't be the same as what's his name, as Keanu Reeves, but you put some name that's like close enough to where they can keep up with that stuff.
And make him Yaya
Wick. Yeah.
Wick.
I would probably watch it because I would watch that. He has enough chops to pull off a character in the John Wick.
Word.
Give that shit to fucking Idris.
Word. Him too.
Right.
Yeah.
They're probably the same age, but I feel like
I was gonna
Idris
say, I
got
feel
more.
like he's almost close to.
I feel like he's got a little bit more athleticism.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I agree.
Yeah.
He looked like he was really slowing down in this one. And
let's fucking just end the shit. Just move on to another character.
Or
also,
that's it.
These movies were all in the span, in the John Wick timeline of not very long. So if my man looked tired at the end of John Wick 4, it's been like 2 weeks, bro, since the first movie. My man is probably really tired, dog.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's true. You can see that in his face, whereas like the next person comes up and he's like,
fuck yeah. And we all kind of are too when we're watching it. We're like, oh god damn, he's not there yet. Like, you got some more badass dudes to fight. Okay,
his fucking dog just died.
My man fell. Yeah. My man climbed
Still
the fucking
mourning
mountain of stairs, fell all the way back to the bottom, and then got up. It was like, fuck.
Gotta kill 17 more people to get to the top.
Yeah,
I'm just walking. I'm going home
Jesus.
At that point. Once I fall down the stairs,
scene.
just end the movie.
He fucking killed 17 people on
My man fell down
the first
stairs.
2 flights of stairs.
Yo, for sure. Steep as a bitch. That shit had to hurt.
I'm
calling it.
crazy.
Once I go back down, it's over. I'm not going back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna die here. Just fucking kill me.
Do like
bro.
a Peter Griffin and just
kill me. Let me be with my fucking dog. Just kill me.
Yeah. Send me.
Do you guys have anything to add to this stellar conversation?
I always have something to say, but I'm gonna.
Yes,
just
I know
say
you
no.
do. What'd you say?
I'm just no.
No,
Let's
nothing
wrap it
at
up.
all.
He's gonna eat it until next week, so you can get your ass home.
Facts.
Guys, since you have nothing to add, thank you for making it this far into the episode. You fuck with us, so that means we fuck with you. Remember to rate, review, subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening, watching, wherever you are consuming your content. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know how much you enjoyed the show. It means a lot to us, so we really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to cop some gear, which we need to update really, really soon because it's been a minute, go to insensitivemerch.com and, grab yourself a hoodie, a hat, some timeless options there, and stay drippy with Drippy. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching us. We'll catch you next week. Peace.